Who obeys the laws? So, good morning.
You got that on tape, right?
Exactly. Good morning. We've got Donovan, who's a longshoreman, and it's 2:53 in the morning. And you just get off work?
Up here, yeah.
Left at the late?
Yeah.
And I was hoping to find a longshoreman down here in this Terminal Island, I guess we're at, right?
Terminal Island.
And tell me about what you do.
So I'm a Class A member, which means I'm fully registered. I've been a fully registered member since 2004, so that makes 14 years. Altogether, I've been in the industry 17 years on the 29th, so in a week. Tonight I was operating what's called a yard tractor. In our terminology, we call it a UTR, which doesn't stand for the piece of equipment. It stands for the board that the job is dispatched off of back in the day. It's utility truck Ross carrier. But down here, that's been lost. Everyone thinks it stands for utility tractor rig. That's wrong. It's utility truck Ross carrier. Okay. What's a Ross carrier, you ask? Well, a Ross carrier is a specific piece of equipment designed to pick up stacks of wood. What's a utility truck? Well, it's pretty much a name all for just about everything on the dock back in the old days before containerization. So tonight, I was working at Everport Terminals, formerly known as Evergreen Terminals, TI 227, Terminal Island 227. Discharging a vessel, coming in, has probably 20,000 TEUs, I'm not sure. TEU stands for 20-foot equivalent unit. That's how they measure containers, but most of the cargo comes in 40-foot containers. It's just easier that way.
Right.
But they measure in 20-foot equivalent units.
Okay.
So basically, a crane, a harbor crane,
right,
takes a container off a vessel, puts it onto, I'm attached to what we call a bomb cart. It's just an empty slab on wheels. Container comes down. I'm directed via computer, via program, to go to a certain spot in the yard where then a top handler, quite literally top, picks it up, stacks it in the yard for disbursement to outside truckers or to rails on the next shift or later on in that shift, but since it's Sunday, it'll be the next shift.
So I see on our right there's all these cranes and ships and...
That's it.
Oh my goodness, how many containers do you guys do down here?
Overall, all together,
look at them.
I don't. Off the top of my head, it's got to be in the 300 million range.
I mean, these are stacked 5 high. It's a mile long. We're driving by a mile long stack of containers.
This is Total Terminal International, Long Beach 140.
Yeah. Look at all. So all these. How long will that sit there? Those containers right there.
A few days.
Just a few days. So all those things are going to be moved.
Yep. Just in time delivery. That's what it's all about.
Just in time delivery.
Yeah. So that's kind of how Walmart kind of got the edge on a lot of retail operations. That previously you would store things in a warehouse for months and it would cost X amount of dollars. Walmart decided to be better to kind of predict what people were going to order by only limiting them to what they had pre-ordered already. So kind of a Chad chasing its tail kind of thing. So they don't have warehouses. They store here. They go to a distribution point where they'll divide up the containers and the merchandise inside the container to be distributed to their retail outlets where they go. So they don't have a central warehouse for themselves as much as, say, somebody would had back in the 60s, like for a Mervyn's or a Sears or something like that.
Right. My goodness. And so do you think these crane will be operated by computers eventually?
No, not down here.
No,
we won't let it.
It seems like, they're not going to be, everything's getting automated.
We're going to a new terminal on the right over here. It's called Long Beach Container Terminal.
Oh, you're going back to work?
No, but so this is a fully automated terminal, except for the last point of contact is still operated by a human being.
Okay.
So the containers come in or discharged to outside truckers for either delivery to the ship or delivery to somewhere else.
Right.
So they get loaded. We call it a rubber tower gantry crane, but now it's a rail-mounted crane. Comes in and, based on a computer program, picks up the container, stores it into a pile that then to be set up to another ship at a later time, and it's done automatically through a computer program, except when the as we call it, connects to the can. Then the computer lets go. A human being takes over for that initial final step, and then that step to, we're going to just go to the left, and that step to either continue it or finalize it, either put in for storage or to put onto the chassis for the trucker.
So before the computer came, how was this even possible?
Well, before containerization, it was all hand jived. So I mean, there's been automation. So containerization came around in the late 60s, early 70s, and really here in the left at the light, and then really here in the mid 80s to when I got in 2001, it was really booming already, and then by 2005, it was off the chart. So it's, you know, just as you drive a car, this camera thing,
yeah,
you know, this map,
yeah,
that's how it goes.
It just fascinates me.
Yeah. So our big thing is jurisdiction. We're trying to protect as many jobs as possible, keeping it still done by human hands, yeah, and done by union hands.
Right.
So that's the big fight, and that's the same fight that's going to be in any business. I mean, look at Amazon. Their big thing is, you know, having the robots do the order fulfillment,
sorting, everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So
delivery.
You know, I mean, you're going to have drones delivering your pizza, almost fully made by, you know.
Yeah.
But you can never get extra chili peppers.
You gotta have the extra chili peppers.
Yeah, no one even gives you that anymore. It's ridiculous.
So how the hell did you get into this kind of a gig?
My dad was longshoreman. He passed away, and we have kind of a blood rule. We call it a permissive rule, so that someone in the family can continue to take care of the family. So
really,
yeah. So I help support my mom and my sister, give them X amount of dollars every week,
right? Stuff
like that.
So it's almost like a show business where you can't really get into show business unless you know someone in show business. You know, like
no, that's not true, because since that's one rare way. You have to die and be an active union member to get in that way. Now they have this huge lottery system. Like the first big one was in 2004, and there was 10,000 jobs they're applying for. We're going to go to the left. There's like, say, 10,000 jobs, and 1 million people sent in these 3x4, 3x5 cards application to the left to get in. And you know, some people, they didn't know what it was about. They just heard, you know, $100,000 a year guaranteed, blah blah blah. They showed up at the job, and you have to work.
Is that what your kind of job pays? That much money?
It could be, yeah, it could. It all depends on how much you work. Right. You know, like Uber, you can make $100 million driving Uber, but you got to work 24/7.
Whoa, 50 million maybe with Uber.
Get good tips, right?
No, nobody tips. Everyone wants a $3 ride.
Yeah.
And then they share. People do the $3. It's like a $3 ride, and they pull it because then it's only $2.80. So.
Well, that's the option.
Yeah,
it's better than the bus.
It's better than the bus. And they're in the back, and it's like they think they're in a limo. It's like, hey man, where's the cocktails back here? Sounds like a great gig.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
Yeah. Married with children?
Nope, single.
Single? Right?
Right.
Hopefully. So, you work for a normal 40-hour type deal?
5 days a week.
Okay.
If I'm in the mood, 6. If I'm really in the mood, 7.
More money.
More money, more taxes.
More taxes. Everyone's got to get his money.
That's right. I forget the basketball player said, you know, we may make a lot, but we spend a lot. I think it's Allen Iverson, maybe.
Yeah. Well, this is great. A great informative interview. That's what I like to get. See, I've done a lot of things in my life, and when there's someone in the chair here that hasn't done something I've done, I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm just trying to give factual information as best
No,
possible.
you get a lot of facts there. Whew, a lot of facts. A lot of terminology, you know, just like every trade. It's got its little lingo.
Lingo, exactly.
You know? All the little acronyms, you know? Well, I won't remember any of them because I suffer from CRS.
What's that?
Can't remember shit.
I left it on the corner.
Thank you so much for participating.
My pleasure.